if I hear the word unconstitutional one more time, and including I'm gonna just smack myself. If I hear the word unconstitutional, if I say the word unconstitutional, I want someone to give me a virtual pimp slap with the back of your hand.
Oh, wow.
You can only say that so many times before it doesn't mean anything. Let's take a look at this here. Woo. Your boy doing some more work. Ron DeSantis getting a little work in, a little workout. Sending 2 planes of illegals to Martha's Vineyard. Can you imagine? Like, we're here. The illegal aliens, like, they came up on the island, like, you know, Martha Vineyard's that island with only, to my knowledge, it's like only rich people on the island, so they can get the hell away from us commoners. And the illegal immigrants, so I'm assuming they asked, just like Greg Abbott, so they probably go up to the legal immigrants, like, y'all want to go to Martha's Vineyard? They're like, bet. Yeah. Like, and then they not rolled up, but they flew up and landed. When I saw this, because remember, DeSantis had been talking about this, and I didn't think he was serious. I did not think he was serious at all. Don't ever think DeSantis is not serious. You all probably don't need to hear that. I'm going to say that for myself. Don't ever think that when Ron DeSantis says something, one thing that I have learned is he is not playing games with you. He is not. Now, there is some criticism I have of him over that voting fraud thing he did, and I don't know if I'll get to that today, but Ron DeSantis has already talked about this. He flat out said that, hey, if they come up, if you keep having illegal immigrants come in here like this, we're going to send them to Martha's Vineyard.
To be able to do it. What we don't want is incentivizing people to be coming to the state illegally. And
so that's interesting. So he says he doesn't want to incentivize people coming to the state illegally, but if you're coming to America legally and you come through Texas, you come through Florida, you're in a lotto where you could end up in Martha's Vineyard. So is that, I mean, tell me, am I missing something? Is that like, and if you don't win the lotto where you get up in Martha's Vineyard, okay, well, I'm chilling in Florida. I'm in Texas.
And I said, you know, it's somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but it is true. If you sent to Delaware or Martha's Vineyard or some of these places, that border would be secure the next day. That border would be secure. But instead, they're imposing the results of their policies on states like Florida, who they love to hate or whatever. But we are going to provide that.
So that was December. That's a hell of a comment. Fast forward to September, and it's done. He did it. Florida, yes, can confirm the 2 planes with illegal immigrants that arrived in Martha's Vineyard today were a part of the state's relocation program to transport illegal immigrants to sanctuary destinations. This is a quote from the governor's, Ron DeSantis's, communications director. He did it. Not the one to play with. Here's the video. This was on Fox News.
DeSantis has sent migrants on a plane to Martha's Vineyard. Now, this is where the Obamas have a home, Oprah, Beyonce, even James Taylor, who's going to be seeing fire, rain, and migrants. Not to mention Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, everybody basically that you know on the left has a home there. Do you think they're going to be embracing their new neighbors?
No, I don't want to hear what Pompeo has to say, just showing the video there. I will say I'm going to have to go on the Pompeo diet, though, because he definitely has trimmed down. But that's the video of them getting off the plane saying like, hey, we're here. What do y'all want to do? What's for dinner tonight? States like Massachusetts, New York, and California will better facilitate the care of these individuals who they have invited into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through their designation as sanctuary states. I have to look into that more. So sanctuary, is that constitutional? Like, how does that work? Like, why can't Florida say we're a sanctuary state from FBI indictments? So Mike Lindell, you come on. I don't know where. I think he lives in Minnesota, but say he moved to Florida. He'd be in Florida. FBI says, because who rolled up on him was Minnesota FBI. Florida, the state of Florida says, nah, FBI, we're a sanctuary state from FBI indictments or subpoenas. So let's take a look at your subpoena. Oh, you're trying to subpoena Mike Lindell's phone. And this is a few days, basically 30 some days before an election. You know what? Get out of here and kick rocks. We're a sanctuary state. Why can't you do that? If they can do that, why couldn't Florida do that? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing. I'll have to research that. Continuing back with the quote, in support for the Biden administration's open door policies, she said, as you may know, in this past legislative session, the Florida legislature appropriated $12 million to implement a program to facilitate the transport of illegal immigrants from this state consistent with federal law. Let's talk real quick about pros and cons. Is there a benefit here? I think there is. Ron DeSantis just talked about how much is it going to cost to house all these people. And I will be honest, Ray might remember this. I kind of was like when Greg Abbott was talking about we're going to bust these people out of here. I was like, I wasn't really for it. I was like, I don't know. It's like a stunt. Maybe you get some pub. It's worked. Period. Now I'm going to play a clip from Kari Lake though, who has the bigger picture thought on it. But I still support Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott. If you want to fly them around to different places, then we can do that too. And the cost here, you have to add up, okay, how much is the cost of keeping them? It doesn't look like that many of them, but each one is still costly. So you add up that cost. Then you say that the federal government is in charge of maintaining the border. To my knowledge, no state has really infringed on that. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why we have like Greg Abbott and Kari Lake says it. I don't think she's going to abide by that. She's going to police the border as the own state. That's the first I've ever heard anybody go down that route. That's where it needs to go. I don't care. But if I hear the word unconstitutional one more time, and including I'm going to just smack myself. If I hear the word unconstitutional, if I say the word unconstitutional, I want someone to give me a virtual pimp slap with the back of your hand. You can only say that so many times before it doesn't mean anything. So why wouldn't you just police the border? Like they're raiding the president over a librarian's concerns, raiding a former president. Not to mention all the other things. It's like every day I'm like, oh, this is unconstitutional. That's unconstitutional. They've got public schools promoting drag queen friendly activities. That doesn't even sound. What the hell are you talking about? I have no problem with drag shows. I would go, if I was younger, I don't go out to bars or anything. I would love to. I like Lady Gaga and I like all kinds of music. It's funny how I stereotype them with Lady Gaga, but I love Lady Gaga and all that type of music. I got to be in the mood, but I never did. Nowadays it's probably common. But my point is, every day we talk about is that constitutional? I don't know if it is or not. It shouldn't be. But every day we're talking about something. What's happening with the border is unconstitutional. Well, I guess you could say it's constitutional. You got to impeach the president. But the attempt to fire people to be if they didn't take a medical procedure, all these different things. At some point, why are we even talking about it like that? So then police your own damn border. Why are you abiding by the Constitution when they don't? Steve Bannon's trial, Alex Jones. I'm watching the Alex Jones trial. Is anybody watching the Alex Jones trial? It is the most, no wonder they don't want this stuff televised. And it's only because of this channel that I do make time, but I am naturally passionate about it. It's not like it's listening to Herschel Walker for me. I'm glued to the TV. It's fascinating, especially when you have somebody as brilliant as Robert Barnes doing the play-by-play. Like I can watch the trial, and he's filling in the spots that I just don't know, or I'm not a lawyer. And then he's painting the picture. Now, he is on one side. I would be fine with somebody on the other side there with him, but that's the best we have. And Viva kind of plays that role, but it's unconstitutional. They didn't even let the man defend himself. They did not even let him defend himself. He cannot. No, I'm not exaggerating. Go to Viva and Barham's channel and look at the trial. Look at and catch up to the trial. I don't want to get too sidetracked. It's unconstitutional. In the Texas Austin trial, he couldn't bring up the First Amendment. Why are you not policing the border? Why are you not a sanctuary state from the federal government? Period. FBI, every FBI in Florida, you know what? Get the hell out of here. If you want to come back, you ask permission. Like if it's something, we review it. Oh, this bad guy. Okay, cool. Come on through and get him. Oh, we want to roll up on Donald Trump. Get the hell out. Are you crazy? So there's no excuse to me for that. But here's where we are. And that brings us to Kari Lake. So when Kari Lake speaks, I listen.
Here, I just have to throw this at you, and because you live in a border state that has borne the brunt of the lawlessness on our border. We've just received digital footage of illegal aliens being dropped off in Martha's Vineyard. Apparently, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, flew them there on the idea that communities, border towns in Texas and Arizona are bearing all the brunt, and maybe the people who make these policies should have to live with them. What's your view of this?
You know, I get a kick out of it watching these liberal mayors just, throw their hands up and say we can't handle it because it's life every day for us in these border states. However, I'm not a fan of it, Tucker. I mean, we're just taking people here illegally who shouldn't be here. We're moving them further inland.
So you hear what she said there. Kari Lake is knowledgeable. She's polished. She's respectful. She's God-fearing. She gives you hell when you need, in the right way. Like if you come at her respectfully, she will treat you respectfully. If you come at her with some clownish, you will be clowned back. She can talk ish with the best of them. Like, I really don't know like what planet she came from. I'm willing to say I've never seen a politician run a campaign better. Ever. Not even close. Tell me who. Certainly not Donald Trump. She's unbelievable. And what she said here was very respectful. She wasn't disrespectful to Ron DeSantis. There's no reason for that.
But apparently, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis.
And I love how Tucker leaves it open for her to, like, what's your take?
That communities, border towns, and the people who make these policies should have to live with them. What's your view of this?
You know, I get a kick out of it watching these liberal mayors just, throw their hands up and say we can't handle it because it's life every day for us in these border states.
Like where she started there. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't want to say get a kick. I mean, we're dealing with human beings. So, I'm not knocking her there, but she's like, yeah, she's saying she's getting a kick out of the mayor's reaction, not being disrespectful to the aliens, legal immigrants. And I agree. Watching Beetlejuice or Muriel or whoever else awkwardly try to say, "Oh, we welcome you," and you can see it in their face. They don't want you there. You ever kind of been in that situation where somebody's like, "Oh, I'm glad you came," and you're like, "Ooh, this wasn't a good time." That's what they like. She was like, Beetlejuice was so angry. She was like angry, like we're gonna accept it. Like, wait, you don't really want them. You don't look happy. You don't sound happy. So Kari Lake starts with that.
However, I'm not a fan of it, Tucker. I mean, we're just taking people here illegally who shouldn't be here. We're moving them further in.
And Kari Lake has the last word. She's not being disrespectful to Ron DeSantis. I don't think she even disagrees with what they're doing. It's just like she's just saying that ain't for me. I want the problem fixed. She is the number one campaigner in our country right now. She's saying, and I've heard her in other videos, if the federal government doesn't do it, I will do it my goddamn self. I'm not playing these games with you, busing people all over the place. Damn that. They're gonna be bust the hell up out of here. Don't mess Kari Lake. Kari Lake, man. I don't like putting too much on politicians. She never even done anything yet. But that's the final word on that. Let me know what you think.